you watch the tape, how did you grade the performance of the offense as a whole?
It just, we made crucial mistakes early in the game that cost us the game. In a football game, there's probably going to be 5 or 6 plays that decide the game. And in that game, it was probably 4, 3 or 4 that, really set us behind and give us opportunity to catch up and win.
What the whole camp and Bobby kind of talked yesterday about, Lamar and you guys knowing early on that you maybe wanting to put him in there, but not wanting to throw him into the fire early on. Kind of your thoughts of when you first saw it in camp that, wow, he's right there with these other guys.
Just once he started to learn, what to do. It's hard when you first get here and you got to get in the huddle and, make all of our calls, and our plays are pretty long. Say the cadence, understand there's different cadences. There's a cadence if you check, there's a cadence if you don't. And all of that's just, going pretty much got his head spinning. But then, as we got in camp, it started to settle down for him. And the other quarterbacks started to really help him. And, you could tell he had the talent. But once he started, it started to seem to us like he could figure out what to do. That's when we said, this kid's going to be really good for us.
After the game, was there much of a choice to make, or was it just like Lamar's the guy going forward?
Oh, no, we came back and evaluated the film, and, the film just said that in the second half of the game, we had 4 possessions, we scored 3 touchdowns, got a field goal. So that's the hot hand, that we have right now.
How's as the guy, how do you have to manage that quarterback room now with a young guy? And the other guys were the first ones to congratulate him the other day when he scored a touchdown when they came off the field. How is the quarterback room when a young guy kind of takes over?
Well, this crew is really good because we have had, when you got this many good players in the room, you have to have, conversations about what this is going to look like. That, each and every week somebody can get hot and there's going to be people to try to tear us apart and make us battle against each other when we're all really just one football program trying to find a way to win. And that's why I really appreciate the kids that, I have, Reggie and Kyle and Will, even Ethan, because they just go out of their way, to help each other, to watch film together, to Lamar makes a mistake on the field today, and Will was the first one. I was on the sideline, and Will was the first one to step in and fix it. So I'm just really fortunate to have kids that have great attitude and really are committed to our program doing well, and whatever they can do to help us win.
Houston's been real opportunistic the last couple of years, getting a lot of turnovers or defense. Did they do anything unusual, just aggressive or what?
Well, I think they got a new defensive coordinator, new head. This is their first year. Head coach. He brought a defensive coordinator in from Utah State. They play a really solid, sound style of football. It forces you to change some of the things that you're doing. They got really fast team. We watched them, of course, play against Tennessee Tech. Watson Brown is a head coach who used to be my coach at Oklahoma. So I know Watson's a really good coach, but I watched his team. They were just overwhelmed. That team was too fast for them, too physical. So they really impressed us. We're really preparing that this is a really good defense that we're going to compete against.
Their linebackers are especially fat for a linebacking group, right? It's a pretty good linebacking group they have.
Yeah, their defensive front. Most things start at the offense, or at the line of scrimmage. They got big guys. They're experienced. I think they may have one sophomore that's on the field with them, but most of the time, there's all seniors and juniors. Those 2 safeties, I think they have over 20 starts maybe. So it's a very experienced crew that understands how to play, understands leverage. They're fast, they're physical. So I'm really impressed with them. And that's why we're came out and practiced as hard as we did and prepare because we're going to have our hands full figuring out what's going on.
It was Coach said yesterday that Will had I guess was really available last week. Had he been healthy, might he have played on Saturday?
Maybe, yeah.
Hey, when you look at towards the end, you had 5 freshmen on the field, a lot. Did you anticipate that young this early?
No. Jamari Quick was out. Obviously with the quarterback, it's a true freshman on the field. And then you end up with Devontae Pete out there because he got hot and started playing well. Jalen got pushed in the role when Jamari went down. So then, when Quick went down there, put Travion out there. So it's I was just impressed with them. They never, looked defeated on the field. They were all talking about, we got to go score fast because we're going to need to score a couple of times to get back in it. And Lamar was in the middle of it saying, we got to hurry up and score, so we can get back and win the game. And I was impressed with them. I saw no fear from them. They never had an eye like, this is too big for them, or look at this big giant stadium. They never had that eye, so I was impressed with them.
What was Lamar's most impressive play when you went back to look at it?
There was a few that were impressive. There was a huge, he had just run a ball on, I think it was second down. He ran off to the right sideline, to their sideline. The one Quick got hurt. And then we ran another play with Radcliffe on 3rd down and 4. We didn't get much because they got lined up wrong, and the defensive end ran over and got us. And it was a 4th down and 7, and we ran an option to the left. And, he went out there. I knew he was tired because he had just ran all around the field. And he ran out there and made a pitch to Brandon, gave him a good pitch, so he ran and got the 1st down. Just, his commitment to battle, and really understand the situation of the game and that we have to move fast and we got to score is what he kept telling me. That I was more impressed with how he was on the sideline, I guess, than, what he did on the field. That he was into it. He knew what was going on.
About the line and the assessing of the line, and specifically Duran was thrown into a pretty tough situation.
Yeah, he was. You know how it is that, from your first game to your second game is when you're supposed to, have the most improvement. And I think that now that they understand what it's like out there, what the battle is like, the challenge, the intensity, how every play matters. We had it 1st and goal on the 6 on our first drive down the field. And we had a couple of penalties and, backed it up. And, one wasn't offsides, and I showed them those plays yesterday. We talked about those plays yesterday that, we really, you could say that we went up and down the field, and when we got down there, we had some things that happened to set us back. Reggie got sacked. He took a sack on one of the drives that we went down. There's another one, the fumble happened, and they ran it back for a touchdown. We were down in the scoring zone. So there's a lot that we watched. I think they'll grow and get better from it.
How does a game like that help, on a stage like that, really help this team down the road, maybe a couple of games from now?
Well, what I talked to them about, there are no moral victories with us. You either win or you lose. And we didn't win. So that didn't help. The only way that it helped is that our kids got out there in the battle. Now they know what that's like. That's true. But, we anticipated winning. We're not accepting any moral victories.
All right, Coach. Have you ever heard of anybody going 95 yards, quarterback?
Never in my life. No. Lamar who? Jack.
He said he can throw a 95.